We're halfway through the fall regular season with our Week 5 podcast. We're catching up with Keith Pantling this morning. Keith, how are we doing this morning?
We're doing good. Sun's shining. It's early September, but middle of our fall season. So it's a fun time.
I hate to bring this up. I'll knock on wood when I do, but how about the weather so far this fall? Other than that really hot week, boy, we'll take this, won't we?
Yeah, it's been great. Actually, I didn't look for the remainder of this week, but we have our homecoming and things. So I'm hoping it stays this way for the next few days at least on our end. So knock on wood.
Yeah, it looks to be like this all week. So clouds roll in Saturday, but I think we're going to have mid-70s all week, and boy, we'll take it. We'll take it. Let's talk. Let's start with a gridiron first today. Nice win for your Warriors, 45-10 against Little Miami. Boy, that had to feel good for everybody.
Oh, it was great to get back to 500 and then now have back-to-back home games with our homecoming game coming up this week. And then next week we have our military appreciation game against Turpin. So a lot of fun times coming up back on campus, but to get back to 2-2, especially, how banged up we were and things going into that game. It was good to see us kind of turn it on at halftime and take care of business there to get back home. But yeah, it's a grinder of a schedule in our conference, and hopefully we get back healthy. And obviously Loveland's coming off a win against Kings, so you can't take anyone lightly, man. We got a big one this week to gear up for, and I'm sure our coaches are diving deep into the film and going to give ourselves a chance to be competitive and come out victorious this Friday.
I know homecoming is a big deal at Lebanon. Let's talk a little bit about homecoming and the events and everything you've got going on to host the Loveland Tigers on Friday.
Yeah, so our big parade is Thursday downtown. I believe it starts at 6 p.m. So right from youth sports on up through, some groups around the community, vendors and other things all take part in that. And then obviously our varsity teams, our spirit programs are all involved in that. It's absolutely awesome downtown. All of our student athletes for football and cheer, their names are on the light poles. I just think it's so cool. Right. Driving through downtown on Sunday, kind of knowing it's homecoming week was pretty cool. And then after that's the Powder Puff game at our stadium on Thursday night. And then Friday, obviously, is the football game. But we're kicking it off tonight. I know we'll talk about volleyball probably a little bit later. But we're trying to jam the gym for our girls' big volleyball match today against Kings. That's for first place. Both teams are 6-0 in the conference, 7-1 on the year. Kings is really deep this year. They have, I believe, 5 D1 signees on that side of the net. So we have a few ourselves, but it's a tall task. We're going to get as many kids in there and fans from around town in to support them tonight. It should be a really fun atmosphere.
Boy, over the last several years, you've had some great volleyball in your gym in the fall season. It's been really fun to watch Lebanon volleyball.
Yeah, I think it's 18 plus wins for the last 5 years, I believe. So, it's I mean, that's a tall task year in and year out, especially in our conference and where we come from in the GWalk. So, yeah, we're right up there again. I think Coach sent me the state rankings just over the weekend, and we're pretty high up there, especially in terms of public schools. So, it should be a fun run here, and tonight should be exciting.
So pack the gym, get out there and support the Warriors. Let's switch to cross country. Looks like cross country ran at Tiffin on Saturday, and the weather's been great. The temperature's cooled down. This is probably great running weather, I would guess, for cross country runners.
Yeah, it's been fun to see their season get started. We didn't meet last week because of Labor Day, but we hosted our invite on the 2nd on that Saturday. Our boys ended up winning that, and we had some good competition there over Milford, Miamisburg, Moeller, Turpin. And then our girls finished 5th at that event. So it's always great to host that. Our right on our campus, our facility staff, our meet manager, and everybody do a tremendous job hosting. And then they went back to Tiff and haven't been there in about a decade. Speaking to Coach over the weekend, they really enjoyed that course. Like you said, the weather was great. The girls ended up finishing 3rd out of 27 in a very deep field, and our boys finished 12th out of 30. So they go play the best of the best, and they get ready for that end of the year to try to get themselves up in the top 15 in the state heading into the postseason. So yeah, should be a fun stretch here, and we'll see where things pan out. But our running squads, our distance teams are always up there, so it's fun to follow.
The just hitting the rewind button a little bit. The invitational that you host, I'm guessing you'd love to say thanks to all the people that were involved in putting that together, because it's always a very successful event, but it takes a lot of people to put on a cross country event.
It sure does. Adam Hibbard, Maggie Bierkin, Mark Bierkin, the whole cross country staff. Yeah, our site managers, our people working the parking coming in the gate, Diane Rogers and Kristen Hodges and Tony Crawford. And I'm going to forget somebody, but it's a really large event. We probably had too many people this year, but we were up to 2,200 runners between high school and junior high.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So we probably got to taper it off a little bit and find that happy spot. There's a couple other events around Southwest Ohio that didn't happen this year on the holiday weekend that typically do. So we were trying to help out some schools that had no place to go and give their kids an opportunity to run. So yeah, we kind of just got to fine tune it from that aspect and find that perfect number, so to speak, that we can fit on campus, in a healthy manner. But it's an awesome event, and our athletic trainers just there all day, and but it's great. It's great for our community, great for our kids.
Awesome.
To have a home event as a cross country team is really cool. So.
Yep, I thought you'd like to say thanks to all those folks, because it takes a lot of people to make it happen. So congrats to all of them and the success. Let's switch over to the golf. Looks like boys golf played today at Miami Valley Golf Club against Alter. Yeah, and then Alter.
Yeah, boys and girls are in the Alter invite today. So they're out of school in an 18-hole event. I believe they're at two different courses, but then the boys actually host Alter over here at Shaker Run on Wednesday. And girls golf it hosts Loveland on Wednesday, I believe. But what I wanted to touch base on was Anna Spar, our senior on the girls team, against Kings. Our big win over Kings on Thursday, had an ace on number 9. So congrats to Anna.
Very nice.
Yes, with a pitching wedge on the 9th hole over at our home course at Harmon. So I know she was really excited, and Coach was excited to share that with everyone. So hole in one on number 9, and then to get the win over our rival Kings was really, really exciting day for the girls golf program.
Boy, congratulations. That's exciting. Wow.
Yeah.
Good luck to them this week. Let's switch over to soccer. Start on the pitch with boys. Looks like let's see.
2 big wins last week. They beat Alter in Little Miami. And then they just have West Claremont this week. We had to move their Thursday game because of the homecoming parade. So they got a light week here. And then regroup back to 2 or 3 games starting next week. But juniors Ryan Moore, Max Walker have really turned it on and helped us on the offensive end in terms of scoring goals. But collectively, the culture of the team and the way they're playing together has really been awesome. And then Braden Pearson on the back end in goal is atop the ECC in a lot of categories. So just coming together to be 4-2-1 or somewhere along those lines, 4-2-2 maybe at this point. Is really, really great for this program, right in the middle of the pack, and being able to compete every single night, no matter who they're facing, is really, really exciting for where we want to go. And then girls soccer, 2 wins last week after the slow start. Junior Maisie Monroe continues to impress, and freshman Maddie Wagers has stepped up. Junior Kylie Bruce just committed to the University of Ohio. So it was a great week for them. Get 2 wins, kind of get things going in the right direction, and then kind of getting in the heart of that ECC schedule where they can knock anybody off, and we'll see where the chips fall. Yeah,
it's that time of year for sure. Let's wrap this week's show up, Keith, with girls tennis. Looks like a light week, traveling to Turpin on Tuesday. But before you know it, tennis and golf wrap up fairly at the same time. So earlier than the regular season of other sports. So they're winding their season down.
Yeah. So I think I've mentioned this on here before. We're not necessarily recognized as a tennis community, and in the ECC, we have some communities where they have indoor facilities and other things where kids really grow up playing tennis. So I've been really proud of this program to continue to grow each year, get numbers out, introduce kids to the game.
Right.
And Coach Zembeck has the team at 7-5 right now, which is really, really good for our program. A nice win over Kings on Thursday, 3-2. So They're doing some great stuff, and Eden Chin's kind of leading the charge as a senior for us. And I'm looking forward to the continued growth of the program. So that's kind of where things are at. And like you said, their season moves pretty quickly. So before you know it, we'll be over at the Mason, the TPC Center for our ECC tournament, and they'll be right into postseason play.
Sounds great. Well, let's hit the homecoming events one more time before we wrap today's show, Keith, if you don't mind, just so fans can hear one more time all the events you got going on.
Yeah. So Monday night, volleyball is hosting Kings in a huge ECC match. Our fall student athletes will get into that at no charge, as we're trying to jam the gym for that event. Tuesday, we do host boys soccer. So if you want to come check them out versus West Claremont, the varsity will kick off at 7 o'clock. And then Thursday's the parade downtown on Broadway at 6 p.m. And then after that's the Powder Puff game at our stadium at approximately 7:30 or so. We'll have the concession stand open for that. It's free of charge. There's no gate, so just come hang out. It's a lot of fun. And then obviously Friday night football, we have Loveland coming to town. Tickets are online, pre-sale $8 at LebanonWarriors.com. And then we also have them available $10 cash at the gate. Saturday, obviously, we don't have a whole lot because they have the dance, and that's actually going to be on our football field at the stadium. So it's pretty cool. I'm glad the weather's looking good.
Yeah, that's great. Well, listen, Keith, as always, thank you for taking the time to update your Warrior fans on what's going on with the latest with all your student athletes, and have a great week, and we'll touch base next week.
Thanks, Rob.
Have a good week.